I was looking at him. I didn't know if he was ready or not.
I wasn't.
Just do it. Just fucking do it.
Oh, hello everyone, and welcome to the Funky Panther. Coming to you from Fort Worth, Texas. We've got an awesome episode for you here on episode number 90. We made it to another 10 number. We're on 90 now. And we have got our guest here tonight is Alec Jhangiani. You want to say hi, Alec?
Exactly. Hello, everybody. Thanks for having me.
So he's from Fortress Presents, which we'll get into. It's a whole lot of other things other than just Fortress Presents, but we'll get into that. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. I'm Chad.
I'm Javier.
I'm Tim.
I'm Stark.
And we are
the Funky Panther! Woo! Welcome to the show, man.
Thank you. Thanks
so
for
glad
having
to
me.
have you on.
Glad to be here.
We've been really excited ever since, I guess, some of the girls that work for you, with you at Fortress Presents, right?
Yeah.
Reached out to us and we're like, well, can we get Alec on the show? And they're
Oh,
like,
wow.
we'll see what we could do.
Yeah. See, we fit you in, yeah.
He's a very busy
dude.
It's like, I want one of the men that was in the Fort Worth Weekly.
Yes.
I want one of them.
Our cheesy cover.
Yeah. it was cool. It was very cool, especially with the name. I mean, everybody knows about Fortress, so it's really cool to have a chance to talk to you about it and pick your brain.
For sure. And we'll talk about that and Wild Acre Live and all of the things. But first, let's talk about what do we do this weekend? We'll get into sports news and then all things Alec.
Yes, sir.
Tim, what'd you do this weekend?
I got a new job.
Hey!
Well, got a promotion. Let's just say that. So
That's
now,
a new job.
New job within the same company I'm with. So that's always a nice thing.
But not crazy hours.
8 to 5, Monday through Friday.
Hey.
Yeah,
nice.
Get weekends
that's awesome.
off, holidays off, in the office. So I work on an ambulance. That's what I do on my day job. And this is in the same company, except for I'm not going to be doing patient care. It's risk and safety. So it's going to be a big change.
You've been doing it for so long. This is
Yeah,
gonna be great.
17 years total. I think 15.
Holy shit.
15
You're an old
or
man.
14
Wow.
years at the current place. So
Yeah.
Very cool.
yeah, it's weird.
So the new hours are better than the old hours.
Regular business hours. I work
Yeah.
12-hour shifts now, but only work 4 days a week. So it's,
Okay.
I mean, it's got its kind of trade-offs, but I think it's gonna be a good move.
When we have episodes during the week, he's literally just rushing from work straight to here to get
yeah.
started.
Yeah.
It's yeah.
Not even a
we
chance to
appreciate you.
wash his balls. Like, he
Yeah.
just comes straight here.
Well, the problem is if I get
And we know
Ambulance
we
people.
Can say
Yeah.
that.
Disrespectful.
if something happens though, like right at the end of my shift, if we get a call or whatever,
Yeah.
then it's gonna put me like an hour late to get in here. So
Is there not a sink in the back of the ambulance for you to just
No,
kinda, like,
we
wash
don't have
up real quick?
No,
No?
I've got a shower at the station though.
Okay. Well, then there you go. Just a quick
Could do
rinse
that,
off.
I guess. You know.
Now you know, Alec. that
Horse
way,
bath. Horse bath. We do a horse bath.
Oh, my.
my
Pits and pussies. Pits and,
Okay. We're
say
starting
that.
off really, really bad for
a little-
Alec. He's like, this is a bad idea.
was
Sorry,
a-
what'd you do this weekend?
I went and saw Sonic 2.
Oh,
I
okay.
nice.
went,
Okay.
But I also did something to my hair.
What'd you do to your hair?
Oh man.
Oh no!
I have no
So
rid of it.
So he had nice, luscious locks, and
It was like down to your shoulders, dude.
yeah.
Yeah.
How did
Oh,
I not
wow.
even notice that? That is ridiculous.
Hey, man, I loved
mean,
you in American History X.
No. I'm pretty sure he's wasn't he 11 from Stranger Things? Yeah.
Hey, just to make this a little dark, what was your Make-A-Wish?
But Sonic 2 was really good. I liked it.
No, I don't think we're done ragging on you. yet.
Your white Michael Jordan cosplay is very horrible. I don't know. You did a terrible job with that.
Hey, just real quick though, you can just nod your head. Does the carpet match the drapes now, or what?
Finally, one thing shorter than your attention span.
There we
Sorry.
go. Hey. Why'd you shave your head, you piece of shit? Hey, so you wanna, Alec? You wanna throw a jab in?
I don't think I have anything else.
I got plenty of jabs at work, too.
I'm sure you did. Well, congrats, I guess.
Sinead
I mean,
O'Connor.
it is. Yeah, there you go.
Hey, you got one.
It's
Love
such
it.
a.
Another musical
Actually,
one.
you can't make fun of short hair right now. I
No.
think that's
It's in.
the Oscars made
Yeah.
that.
Oh,
very
yes.
taboo. Yeah, we don't know what the
I'm
we
gonna
don't know
keep
what the
my
Stark
backstory
out
is.
your
yeah.
mouth.
Hey, man, sorry about
Someone's
the
gonna
yellow
get someone's
hair.
gonna get
Out
slapped.
your mouth.
I can't wait to see you in G.I. Jane 3, Dude's
no.
Turn. Oh,
Dude's
no.
Turn.
Hey, your door's locked, right? Will's gonna come.
He's gonna find you and slap you.
Fuck me up.
All right, what did you do this weekend, Javier?
I'm trying to. I can't remember. I know we did something, but I forget.
Oh,
Oh, I went
the
to the Ranger
TFTI.
game. Went to the Ranger game, and then I
Oh,
went
yeah.
to the TFTI 100th episode celebration over there in Millsap. Great time with the guys. Thanks for having me out there. It was a lot of fun. We had a
looked
lot
like
of
it.
games. We played games over there by the Brazos, and I know how old I am because my knees are killing me. I think all of us are like doing tug of war, and we're like, man, fuck this, and we actually won. So cheers to them, Joe, Lyrical, and Jesus. Thank you so much for having me.
Congrats on the 100th
Yeah,
episode.
man, and we're getting there. We got 10 to go, so get ready for our celebration. It's going to be huge.
In July, probably.
In July,
we'll see what-
hopefully.
we'll do something, I'm sure.
Yeah, God
Very
willing.
Unless the
Yeah.
band breaks up, and then
Well, Javier's really been pissing me off
I know,
recently,
yeah.
so we're like this close.
It happens. It
We'll try
happens.
to make it to 100.
Yeah.
What about you? Did you do anything fun this weekend, Alec?
We had our crawfish festival
Oh, yes.
What? saw
on
that.
Saturday, so that was fun.
Over at Wild
And
Acre Live, right?
Over at Wild Acre, yeah. I ate 3 pounds of crawfish.
Nice.
And what else you got to do on the weekend? That's it.
Just chill. It's the best kind of weekend. I think as an adult now, you enjoy those types of weekends. It's like, you know
Yeah.
what? I'm not going to do anything.
Yeah.
That's all I need to do.
Yeah. I went out and then I went to the Dryce after that.
Oh, yeah.
And
Haven't been there yet. We're supposed to go on Thursday to meet some friends, but how was it? Is it nice?
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love it. Yeah. Jonathan's a friend of mine, and we met up and had dinner and went over to see DJ Sober and hung out for a little bit and stayed out too late. And or at least I did. And
yeah, we had the opportunity to meet Jonathan down in South by Southwest. It's the first time actually having a really good
cool.
conversation with him. Really cool, down to earth guy.
Which you were there also, right?
I was there. Yeah. Yeah. I was there. Also hung out with Jonathan there, but yeah. Yeah.
Oh, you were at the South, like
Yeah.
the Fort Worth area?
Yeah, is it
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
section?
Yeah. I came by the Container Bar,
Okay, yeah.
the Fort Worth activation, and
Yeah.
we were there for the night that Lou Charles played.
Okay,
and all
yeah,
that
yeah.
stuff. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so Sunday,
Sunday.
like a
Was that
Paul
Sunday?
Wall and everything.
Yeah.
That was a fun
No,
day.
Paul was the next day, I think. I was there the
Oh,
day
that's
before.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
with Avery. And,
Avery,
Lou.
Avery
yeah.
Burke, yeah.
You're right.
yeah.
I'm thinking Lou came back on stage with Paul Wall.
Oh,
during
that's
his set,
right.
'cause he's got a song with Paul Wall. Yeah. So yeah, Saturday. It was a fun weekend. We were
It
there
was.
the entire weekend. It was a good time.
Drank
Yeah.
way too much to it.
We've talked about it probably every episode since then. It was just that much fun. you know?
Yeah. It was a perfect South by. The weather was typical South by weather. and-
Yeah, and because it got really good that last day, Monday. That was
Was it Monday? Oh shit, you're right.
Yeah.
So Lou was Sunday.
Lou was Sunday,
Yeah.
but Monday was perfect. I think I forgot what we were bitching and moaning about. I think we were complaining about
Our
the-
feet hurting.
Oh,
Our
well, that's just
backs
me.
being sore.
You two were.
Yeah. I had to leave early to take a nap and then come back a little
Yeah.
later. As you do, naps are
In your 30s at
Yeah,
a music
Naps are
festival.
great.
naps
Yeah.
are life. You can't go wrong with a bad nap. There's never a bad nap
No.
unless you snore and
guess.
you wake up. But that's the other thing I have.
Nice.
Sleep apnea. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah.
Well, cool. That's cool that y'all did the crawfish boil over there. There was music playing as well, right?
Yeah, there was Sean Arduin, who's a Grammy-nominated Zydeco player.
Oh, okay.
And then we had the Unfaded Brass Band. We had big DJ Eddie. I think I'm probably getting that wrong. And it was like, a lot of New Orleans music, a lot of bounce music, a lot
Yeah.
of dance music. The people were dancing everywhere. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Really good turnout.
Good turnout. Yeah.
Awesome.
Decent crowd. Yeah. Very good.
I'm really into crawfish and Zydeco music and things like that. My buddy and I went up to Michigan and Indiana this weekend, so I wasn't able to go. But
Ah.
that's what I would be doing if I did not go out of state. But before I hit 30, I wanted to hit all 50 states. Like that was a goal of mine. So I hit all 50. My buddy had Danny. Shout out to Danny. He only had 2 states left. It was Indiana and Michigan. So we just knocked those 2 out this weekend. So now he's a part of the 50-state club.
Wow.
We went to Canada, which was fun because I haven't gone into Canada in years. And we just blamed everything on Canada while we were there. But we had a great time. We drank a lot of beer, ate some good food. Detroit's a lot more fun than I expected, to be
I wanna go
honest
to
with
Detroit.
you. It was really cool. Really good food. We tried Mom Spaghetti.
Yeah. Eminem's spaghetti shop.
Yeah, Eminem's brand new spaghetti. They had like a spaghetti sandwich.
Yeah,
Spaghetti
fuck.
with balls, spaghetti, and it was pretty cool. It was a nice little. It's like this window in an alley, and so you just go up to the window, order it, and go. But yeah, it was a fun trip. It was a really good getaway. We went to this national park in Canada that was like the southernmost point. So I guess that's kind of like where it comes down to. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Thinking in Texas, you're 3 to 5 hours away from anywhere else in Texas.
Yeah.
And up there, you're like 5-6 hours from Chicago. You're close to Cleveland. You're close to Toronto. Like I could go anywhere within like 5 or 6 hours from right there. It's pretty cool.
Alec, do you travel a lot? Do you do a lot? I saw you went to Boston here recently. Was it recently? I'm trying to think.
Yeah, I just got back from Boston last week. I was actually born in Belmont,
Oh, okay.
Massachusetts. My
Okay.
mom grew up there. My dad lives there, and I spend probably a couple months there each year. I have cousins and uncles and all sorts, so that's definitely second home.
Yeah.
I'm very familiar with it, and love going up there. Try to get the seasons right where I'm there.
Yeah.
When it's actually nice.
Yeah, I didn't hit it right. It was too cold for April. So you're supposed to go during the summer, but yeah, I go there and Austin quite a bit, and going to LA next for this month. I'll spend some time there. So
Where do you
Nice.
usually go when you're in Austin?
in Austin, I went to school in Austin. I lived in Austin for a while, and I was there for like the first 4 or 5 months of 2020.
Oh, so during the
During the lockdown, yeah.
Yeah.
And stayed with a friend there who had a extra bedroom, and he was over like southeast Austin, so was mostly around that area, like South Congress, and but the best thing about Austin for me is just all the green belt and the Barton Springs and all that
Oh, yeah.
stuff. I mean, it's a fun city no matter what, but that's what's unique about Austin.
What was that South Congress bar that we kept going to when we were at South by? What was it called? Was it the Crow Bar or Black Crow or something like
Crowbar.
that? That was a really cool spot.
Oh yeah, I know that.
That was a fun spot.
Yeah.
Kind
lot
of weird.
Yeah, it was different. Like
Yeah.
they had like a lot of metal, like heavy metal
Yeah.
music type stuff on the inside, but the cocktails were phenomenal and they had really good pizza. It was a pretty good little spot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know that place.
So let's go ahead and get into some group updates real quick. Then
Yep.
we'll get into sports news and then the good. So a couple of group updates. First off, obviously, we're recording on a Monday, which is not something we generally do. So we are doing 2 episodes this week. We've got Alec here today, which we're very excited about. We also have Glenn from Teenies tomorrow, and then also Megan from Tricks of the Trade here with us tomorrow as well. We'll be sipping some mezcal and talking to them. And so really excited about that. But we will have this episode dropping on Thursday, another episode dropping on Saturday. So 2 this week. Next week, we've got Robin from Corks and Cowtown coming on the show as well. And then this week is Cinco de Mayo.
Cinco de Mayo. Also, that means Squeezebox Bandits album release party over at Billy Bob's.
Yeah, so you can catch us over at Billy Bob's on Thursday for sure.
Yeah.
If you haven't already bought your tickets, make sure you do so.
Also, it starts at 8:00. Is that right, or is that they go on at 9?
I think they go
doors
on-
open at.
Doors open at 6 or
Yeah,
something like that,
yeah.
and I think he goes on at like 8 or 9. Yeah. So check
Fantastic
them out.
place.
Check them out at Squeezebox Bandits on Instagram, and you can find all the information there.
Mhm.
And then next week, we've talked about it a couple of times. We are going to have the podcasting PBR at the Kempton Harper on May 12th with Corks and Cowtown. It's probably you. Tons of other people, podcasts, musicians, local, just people that want to, be a part of this event will be there. So please make sure you mark your calendars. May 12th, next Thursday from 6 to 8. A lot more details are going to come out on our Instagram at the Funky Panther here pretty soon. So just keep a lookout for that. But I think there's going to be cocktails available and
Yeah,
food
food
available and things
available,
like that.
yeah.
So keep in touch with us at the Funky Panther on Instagram and you'll find all those details.
And huge shout out to Robin over there at Corks and Cowtown for putting this all together. Again, we grow as a city, so let's keep growing.
I know. I mean, we keep saying it. Our name's on it, but like
She's
doing
doing
the
the
work.
work.
She's literally steamrolled it.
She
Yeah.
is-
She is knocking everything
Yeah.
out. So appreciate you, Robin.
Yeah, thank you so much.
All right.
Aha! Woo!
And now, action sports with Javier. Take it away, Javier.
Dallas Mavericks. They waited to the next
Hey!
round. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Barely made it. Barely. It was the last second, almost free throw. I'm sorry, 3-point shot.
Yeah.
By Boris Bogdanovich. The Bogdanovich guy over there in Utah. Almost had it. I really want him on the Mavs, but it's going to happen soon. But we made it to the second round, barely by the skin of our teeth. Second round starts tonight. Whoever's watching live, game starts at 9 p.m. Central. Don't miss it. Let's go Mavs.
Hey, just real quick though, Stars.
Oh, Stars
they've
made the
clinched the
playoffs
playoff
too.
as well. Yeah.
Yep.
Cheers to them. Do you
Oh,
watch?
nice.
Do you watch hockey?
I don't watch hockey. I used to play hockey.
No shit.
Yeah, that was
Ice
my
hockey
favorite
though,
sport.
right?
I did, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I did. That was my favorite sport. I used to play. The Stars had when they moved to town, they had like a junior league, and I would go out to Valley Ranch and
Oh, that's
play.
Oh, it's awesome.
That is.
wow.
I always
Yeah.
wanted to do that.
It's
but,
so much
you know.
fun. It's the most fun sport.
So that
but-
what year was that? Like First off, how old are we all the same age or?
I think I'm 41.
Okay, so we're 36, you know,
Okay.
so we're kind of close. And so me and Chad used to play street hockey, but it was during the time when the Mighty Ducks came out.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
Everyone was playing.
everyone was playing
Totally.
street hockey.
Yeah. And rollerblades were cool.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Wait, they're
man.
not still.
They're making a comeback.
I still have my blades.
They are kind of making
Yeah.
a comeback.
So do you watch basketball? Do you keep up with basketball?
I don't
Andy?
know. Yeah. I mean, I know that the Mavs did well.
Yeah, they're trying. They're doing great. I love the guy. I love the boys, Luka Magic and all
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
So is hockey your favorite sport?
You know, I don't watch it anymore. I watch football.
There we
Okay.
go.
But hockey is my favorite sport to play.
Who's your football team?
Well, I went to UT.
Okay.
Is
So
it the-
I say
is
that
it
with
the-
a certain amount of shame.
Yeah, dude, that's UT's been so. My dad was at TCU, and I've been a UT fan, and it's kind of like being a Cowboys fan right now.
Yeah, it
you
is.
know, you really want to see them do well, and then they disappoint you. You're just like, well, I still like them.
Yeah, it's a never-ending optimism too. Every
Yeah.
every
Yeah.
season, it's like, no, this
is
the
it. This is
year.
gonna be our year, yeah.
They
But
really
there's still the love though. You
Oh,
know
yeah.
what I mean? There's-
yeah, it's a lot of fun. That the tradition, all that stuff. So that's the team that every season I get like hyped up about and watch the first few games and then get
you-
disappointed.
Do you get really annoyed when people are like, Texas is black, Texas is back? Like, do you ever get annoyed whenever they beat someone semi-big? And
That's usually me.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, it's to you. That's what I say. I mean,
no, I really think this is it, guys. Yeah.
we're getting up there. We didn't they beat? Did TCU beat them this year? Did you-
Probably,
Yeah,
Yeah.
they did.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love
But that's
UT
good.
too.
That's good for TCU. I mean, I'm a TCU fan too, growing up here and everything. So
Yeah.
I'm glad they have a program.
It's okay. I mean, TCU is all right. Only because I don't really f with their football program because one of them hit Tammy with their car. Moving
yeah,
on.
yeah.
Moving
Anyways,
on. That's it for sports.
and that was Action Sports with Javier. Thanks, Javier. Oh, good lord.
That's how the show happens. This is the magic right here.
That's some hard-hitting journalism.
Three-time podcast of the year.
Oh, look, you haven't seen nothing yet. Last week we talked in news about a serial biter that was around Neon Moon. So
Oh yeah.
We also talked about the Snickers vein situation.
Have you heard about that? The
Yeah.
the Dick Vein
I
they're,
saw
situation.
they're
that.
removing the vein. So
All right, moving on.
And now, it's time for news with Tim. Take it away, Tim.
you can stop doing that voice any day now. Any day now.
It's never gonna
kinda
get
much-
old.
People asked for it. They asked for it to come back.
Yeah. So I don't know if I think we talked about it, but Fort Worth's embracing cryptocurrency.
Oh yeah.
We're going to be the first major city to actually start mining crypto, which makes me ask a question: is Fort Worth going to start like the business and stuff like that are going to start taking crypto more because of that?
I don't know. I kind of feel like it's a little bit of a shtick, to be honest with you. I mean, it is cool to say like we are the first city to really kind of embrace that. However, like, what does that mean exactly?
So I've got friends who mine different, not Bitcoin.
Yeah.
And his opinion is that it's kind of hard to make money on Bitcoin right now if you're just starting to mine it.
Yeah.
You know, at first I thought you were saying that the city of Fort Worth was embracing the Crips.
They
So
are.
it's not.
Yes.
No.
It's not the Crips.
They're
right?
embracing the Crips.
Because the Bloods will be very upset.
They're going to be really upset, but it's okay.
No, sir. I've been in that.
The city doesn't. The city doesn't pick sides.
No, they don't.
No.
Yeah, and then so Elon buys Twitter.
Wait. What do you?
What-
What do you?
yeah.
What do you think about Fort Worth and the cryptocurrency situation? Did you hear about that?
Yeah, I heard about it.
Do you hold?
What?
Do you hold?
That's
Do
for
you-
Doge.
Are you a crypto guy?
I'm not much of a. I don't know much about crypto.
Oh, okay.
But I thought it was just kind of, I don't know, like interesting that an economy that does a lot of like drilling and stuff.
Yeah.
Got into other sort of drilling, but like.
It's a different type of
But
mining.
it's just like no, it's not really related. But I think it's cool. I mean, I think that I feel like there are a lot of municipalities and state governments and things that are in that way sort of, I guess, like validating it
Yeah.
by so I think it's it's forward thinking.
Yeah,
for sure.
True,
So
true.
that's
I agree.
I think that's a good thing.
I think that says a lot about our mayor for sure. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, nothing against our past mayor because I liked her a lot too.
Oh, Granny Betsy Price.
But like,
Miss Betsy?
it seems like Maddie Parker's really kind of trying to embrace the new, the fresh, like moving us into the future a little bit. And you see that a lot. Like we went to the Visit Fort Worth thing, event and everything. You're seeing how stockyards are becoming a little bit more modern, and we've talked about that on the show too, right? So kind of like our city's moving into the direction it kind of needs to. So it is good to see that for
also,
sure.
a lot of huge acts over at Wild Acre Live, which we'll get into.
Wow, fantastic segue.
Aha!
So Elon,
You are bad at this.
Yeah, I know.
yeah, terrible. So Elon buys Twitter,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And the one thing that I can take away from this is all the wonderful memes that have come up now. Have you seen? So if you didn't know, Elon's buying an Azel for $82.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
That's been the greatest thing is just seeing like
Honestly,
all these like fake tweets that are coming out.
I think
Yeah.
he probably could have done better than $82 for Azel taxes. Come
Oh,
on.
yeah.
He probably done a little bit better.
Could probably get it for 56.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
bring,
right about.
bring that down.
Or maybe 15,
Springtown, $10
How
bucks.
good of a salesperson, or how good is he at haggling? Because
Yeah.
that's not that.
That's a
great.
little high.
$50
That's a little high.
and one Whopper per resident. I mean,
But okay, so I mean, is this dangerous? Is this dangerous work, like a dangerous world we're like treading down now that we've got a billionaire just coming in there and just buying up this company for shits and grins? I think
it ain't
Yes.
costing me. Oh, really?
I don't know.
Very controversial.
coming in with a controversial answer there.
I like drama. you
Yeah,
know.
no.
Anytime it gets all juicy, I just love it.
What was it? Jeff Bezos bought the New York. Was it New York Post?
Yes.
Like, yeah. So he bought
No,
the New York
Washington
Washington
Post.
Post. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he bought the Washington Post, and on one end of the spectrum, people praised him for doing that, and then Elon buys Twitter, and people are like, "You wanting to kill him?" So
I don't know.
I think they're one and the same.
They all want their dick spaceships. They want to be in space for like 30 seconds and come back down.
I don't ever use Twitter, so I really don't care.
I love Twitter.
We know you do.
Yeah.
Alec, do you love Twitter? How do you feel about Twitter?
I never have really done Twitter. No.
Man, I love getting to Twitter beefs. It's a lot of fun. It's just
Yeah.
like, talking shit to
You
people.
do start some shit on there.
I do. And
Try to get into it with, what was it, Wendy's?
I try to get them to sponsor us.
Oh, that's
Like,
right.
How many retweets can I get or likes so you can sponsor us?
You got 3, right? Like
Yeah.
3 likes.
Maybe.
They're not going to look at a dude with
It's
3
from,
likes
like,
on
probably
Twitter.
family that liked my tweets. It's horrible stuff.
And then, finally, King George Strait, he liked Dickie so much that he's going to do 2 shows.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Coming up in November. So November 18th, November 19th. 18th's my birthday. If you want to buy me some tickets,
Nope.
I wouldn't mind seeing George Strait. I'm sure those tickets are going to be ridiculously expensive. And I'm sure being in the industry, you've seen this where you have these big name artists that come through, and when they put their tickets up for sale, they have bots that just buy a shit ton of the tickets and then turn around and scalp them. So Metallica was one of the worst ones doing that because they were doing it to their own tickets.
What?
Yeah. So they were buying a big percentage of their own tickets and turning around and reselling them
Oh, I
on.
didn't know that.
Yeah. That was like a whole article that came out, I think, on Loudwire a few years ago. But yeah, they were buying like 30 or 40% of their tickets.
Because they need more money.
I guess.
Don't
I mean,
they like set the prices for their own tickets? Like, do they need to do that?
yeah, I don't know exactly how that all works.
That's a good
and-
question for Alec.
Yeah, I think that
actually.
is.
So,
Alec, how do artists? how do you set ticket prices? I mean, how does that work?
There's a conversation, and it's based on what the artist has charged for tickets before.
Yeah.
But I think that Ticketmaster was doing the variable pricing,
Yeah.
which is like demand, like surge pricing,
Mm.
which I think is what drives a lot of it up too. And then now Ticketmaster and Access, which is the AG equivalent, I think they also have their secondary.
yeah, they
Things.
have secondary
Secondary market,
markets.
yeah.
Mhm.
So I wouldn't be surprised if they have bots too.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, they
Oh,
might as
that
well.
makes sense.
I mean,
I
might
mean,
as
if
well
you're gonna
get a
if you
bot.
want to make money, you might as well make money, right?
Yeah.
or get a
Yeah.
bot and buy all the tickets and stuff.
Yeah.
Capitalism.
Some other guy's gonna do it.
Yeah, I did that with Taylor Swift tickets. I just bought like 2 sets of tickets,
Yeah.
and like the girl I was dating at the time went ahead and just like gave her the best pair and sold the other ones.
You
But
did pretty good on that one, right?
I did make
Yeah.
a good nut in that money for the tickets. It's
Hmm.
very. Very lucrative.
That's
business.
all
you
Alec has
didn't-
to say.
you
What
didn't-
you have to say is,
You didn't go to see Taylor Swift though with those tickets.
No.
Why would
I
you
just,
not go
I'm
see
just,
Taylor Swift?
man, whatever. Get out of here with that.
Stark's a huge fan of Taylor
Yeah,
Swift.
he loves Taylor
and
Swift.
Javier cannot stand her.
I can't get with her music. I'm
Me
not,
neither,
I'm not a
yeah.
fan. I'm
What you mean? You
props
don't,
to her for making all that money,
Right.
but I'm just
MTM.
not
That's
a,
what I always say.
Shut up, bitch. Yeah, but I think man, make that money. That's what I say.
I
That's what
say MTM. Make that money.
Team Selena.
so that yeah,
Oh fuck yes.
Selena Gomez.
Okay. I thought you meant the other Selena.
Well, yeah, her too. But
I love Selena Gomez actually.
Oh, yeah.
I'm pretending like there's still a beef between Selena. And
What? Oh.
I think it was made up, but
I think it was. Well, I mean, because she was. Who was she dating at the time that got her pissed off?
I have no. Why
You just love juicy beef. That's what it is.
That's what it sounds
It's
like.
just gossip. You
Hey,
just
he just
like
mark that.
gossip.
Mark it.
Man, yeah. So, what's your favorite? Speaking. Well, no. I
Okay,
can't. They
let's
won't
just-
let
all
me
right.
do
Well,
it.
let's.
Let's finish up news, can we?
yeah,
And that was news with me. Thank
Oh,
you,
okay.
Javier.
that's it.
I get into tangents, is what happens. So, I mean,
Yeah, like I said, we get the hard hitting stuff here at the Funky Panther. The stuff that's going to cause families to split up and brothers to fight. So
and children to cry for their mothers.
All right, moving on. So, something we like to do with our guests when they come on the show is a little something we call the Funky Five, where we ask you 5 semi-quick fire questions. They're all pretty much local related that are just, your top favorite things, essentially, right? And so, like, if I was going to say, hey, Alec, what's your favorite color? You would say? Quick. It's quick fire. Like, fast. It's a color.
Blue.
Perfect. See, that was, not fast, but you nailed it.
if you got to think about it, it's probably not his favorite.
Yeah. What's your real favorite, liar? Okay.
It's actually Periwinkle.
It's okay.
Periwinkle Blue's a nice color.
I mean, why not? All right. So, question number 1. What is your favorite Fort Worth restaurant?
It's a hard hitting one.
Yeah. I mean, if you couldn't
There's
get
a-
the color, I don't
there's-
know how he's going to do the rest of these.
There's a lot to choose from. There's a lot to choose from.
I really like the original.
Yeah. So, the one on Camp Bowie?
Yes. Yes.
They're nachos. I mean,
I love
they're
the
pretty much
original,
the
yeah.
best nachos you can get. Yeah.
Like-
those are
Yeah.
amazing.
The original, I think I've ate there maybe once.
Yeah.
But it's like very much Tex-Mex, right?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yes.
Then
I thought
have
you
it.
meant the original Pancake House because that place is pretty good also.
The original Pancake House is Old South.
Yeah.
It is,
Yeah.
absolutely. You go there for drunk meals or drunk meals.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
that's what
Were you
go
talking about
for.
the one in Nashville?
What?
That's the original Pancake House. They
Is it
actually
really?
named the original Pancake
Oh,
House.
I
That
don't
was-
know.
Whatever. Okay, so the original, Camp Bowie.
Yes.
Mexican food.
I'm gonna go with the original. yeah.
Nailed it. Okay, that's a good one. Favorite Fort Worth drinking spot?
Right now it's Hotel Dries.
Okay.
Nice, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going. I think I already said on Thursday, and I can't wait.
Yeah.
Favorite local musician?
Ooh.
Oh, Robert Ellis.
Robert Ellis.
Robert Ellis. Yeah.
I don't. Have we listened to Robert Ellis? I don't. That doesn't sound
Nope.
familiar. I'm gonna have to
Texas
check him
Piano Man.
out. Okay.
Piano Man, all right.
Yeah.
Very cool.
He's a recent Austin transplant.
All
Okay.
right.
Got it.
For now, like a year or two, but yeah, he lives here now.
We're
Nice.
going to tag him on this.
This is not local related, but do you listen to podcasts at all?
I don't listen to very many podcasts. No.
Have you listened to a podcast that you've liked?
The Funky Panther.
Boo! Where's your
this
boo?
man.
Cue the boo,
I
Tim.
don't have the boo. I don't have the boo set
Ah,
up
you
yet.
dick.
No, like coming from like
No.
the industry. Is there any particular like type
I don't.
of podcast?
Yeah, I
or
really
no?
don't. Like,
Okay.
I don't listen to any podcasts.
Okay.
How about
I haven't.
music? Is there a music question on here? I forget the funky
Favorite
Pie is
Literally
everywhere.
just asked about the musician.
Is it? Yeah.
Are you not paying attention?
No.
Okay. Okay. What the? All right. So,
That was Alec. It wasn't me.
what is your all-time favorite movie? If it comes on TV, you're like, I'm gonna watch the rest of this. I can't do anything for my afternoon shot. Like, what's your favorite
The
all-time
movie that I do that with, if it ever comes on, is The Aviator. If
Oh,
that's
yeah.
on,
Yeah.
I just keep watching it.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's my all-time favorite.
But it's just like one of those movies that it doesn't matter where it's at,
Yeah.
you see it and you're just like, okay, cool, this is what I'm doing.
That is the
Yeah.
Leonardo DiCaprio, Tom Hanks one, right?
He's
No, that's
No.
Catch Me If You Can.
That's Catch-
Shit.
Yeah.
I don't know. Which one's The Aviator?
That's the one
Leonardo
with Kate
DiCaprio.
Blanchett. It's got
he's playing
Howard
Howard
Hughes.
Hughes. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Who was your
Scorsese one.
Who was your favorite dame in that movie? Out of all the dames,
Well, yeah. Kate Blanchett.
me too.
Her, yeah.
Ooh,
her,
I fucking love her.
her Hepburn.
Yeah, absolutely. She's just beautiful. in
She's
my
great.
opinion.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
she does a great job.
She's a long time listener.
She is
Oh
absolutely.
yeah.
She's a
Just
fan.
go ahead.
Yeah, she's a
go
huge
ahead
fan.
and tell her about your undying love for her.
Yeah, there you go,
she'll
Javier.
catch it.
Kid, I love you.
All right. That wraps up our Funky Five. You didn't do any music. You usually do music. This is
Yeah, so he likes to make cuts, and so I haven't been doing music as much.
Okay.
That way he can actually cut up the video.
Well, hit the hooray at least because you nailed it. You got through all the Funky Five. Thank you.
Hey, what was the
Look at the
first?
kids.
What was the first CD you ever bought on your own,
I don't remember that.
or cassette maybe?
The first records I ever had were Tears for Fears,
Oh, we were just talking about.
We were
them.
just listening to him, yeah.
which I picked up. I grew up, and my mom still lives right by TCU. And I guess the kids who lived in the dorms there had a tradition of just like throwing all their shit out of the window at the end of the semester. So that's where I got my Tears for Fears record. Was like literally like in the parking lot of the dorms. And then about the same time, my dad was gifted a George Strait Greatest Hits album, and so those are the two first records I remember listening to.
That's very cool.
Back to back and over. And but CD, I don't remember the first CD I bought.
Well, I usually say like cassette, CD, or
Yeah.
something like that.
It
you know,
depends.
like-
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, depends on your genre. Mine was the Thriller album.
Oh, nice.
Was the Thriller cassette tape I got at a rich person's garage sale. So that was a cassette
A
tape.
A rich person? Or,
Yes.
okay.
Some rich person, they had a garage
We've
sale.
talked about this before, and I keep changing mine because I keep remembering different stuff. But I bought Green Day Dookie on cassette, and I think that was like one of the first.
Well, we
actually-
never talked about cassettes. We always talk about CD.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And
we
so
do.
I remember my first CD, but now that I'm thinking about it, it was either like Bonnie Raitt, because it was my mom's cassette, so it just is my cassette, or Fast Car. Who sings Fast Car? Shit. Oh, that's gonna drive me nuts. I'll have to figure it out. But she
Alex
was
thinking. He's thinking.
Fast.
Don't wait on that.
Fast Car. Yeah, no big deal. I'll figure it out. Here, y'all keep talking because this is gonna drive me nuts.
That's really
Macy Gray? No.
No, but
Tracy Chapman.
yes,
Tracy
yes,
Chapman.
thank you.
yes.
She had like that
Tracy,
raspy voice, and yeah, so she was absolutely amazing. That was probably my favorite cassette tape.
Yeah.
Cassette tape was, what?
Like I was gifted a
Forgot
bunch.
it again.
Idiot, you are Tracy Chapman.
Tracy Chapman.
Thank
I was gifted a bunch of cassette tapes. At one point, like my brother, whenever he left for the Marines, he had this whole thing of different cassettes, and so like I had like Tommy, the Who's Tommy or whatever,
yeah.
and then I'm trying to remember like some White Zombie, like early
Oh,
White
wow.
Zombie stuff on cassette. I mean, I had a bunch of cool, like just really eclectic taste. My sister had a bunch of cassettes that I'd go in her room and steal them. Firehouse was one, or Slaughter. Great 80s hair metal bands. So.
Yeah. Cool. All right, so let's get into knowing you a little bit more. You said that you were originally from Boston, right?
Or
out-
Massachusetts. Yeah.
Massachusetts, right?
Yeah, right outside of Boston. I was born there. We moved to Fort Worth when I was very young, 2 years old. So
Oh,
wow.
I didn't
So
like grow up
pretty
there or
much
anything,
here.
but we went back and forth a lot. And I had a lot of family there, so I'm familiar with it. But Texas.
Okay.
Texas, right.
So you grew up here. You already said you went to you went to UT, right?
Mhm.
So did you move down in Austin during that entire time? Did you stay down there very long? I mean, how'd that all work out?
Yeah, I went down there. I graduated high school in '99 and went to college, and then I was there until 2006.
Okay.
After college, worked a bit down there, and then actually came up to Fort Worth to start working with the Lone Star Film Society.
Oh yeah.
When they started the first film festival, 2007, and I was kind of going back and forth between Austin there because I was working on film production in Austin at the same time, and then yeah, was here a lot more from like 2007 till like Dallas Fort Worth 2007 till 2014ish.
Yeah.
And then left Lone Star and went up to Boston for a while to just chill out, and then we started Fortress, so I came back after that.
When did you start Fortress?
We started planning Fortress in 2015, and then like formed the company in 2016 and announced the company in 2016, and then of course the first festival was 2017.
Oh, that was pretty quick then.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool. So I did notice before we move on to the Fortress that you have an IMDb. So is that back in the film production days? Do you still do anything like that?
Yeah, well, that's I've stayed somewhat in contact with that world, and that's the idea for me has always been to return to it and do film production. But yeah, that's how I started. Was in film. Started on film productions in Austin. When I came up to Fort Worth and was doing Lone Star, met the film community up here
Yeah.
and here in Dallas, and like the Texas theater guys, and a lot of people who've done a lot of cool stuff since then. And so, always plan to keep doing that. And I'm actually producing something now that's it's an album. It's a concept album, so it's similar to film production, but
Mm-hmm.
it's not a film. But yeah, I'm pretty close to being able to get back into that as well.
Very cool. Yeah, Fort Worth. I mean, we've got Film Fort Worth, a part of Visit Fort Worth, right? Like that's.
Yeah.
It seems like the 1883 and the 12 Mighty Orphans and all this stuff that's happening in Fort Worth, like we're starting to grow as this film community.
Yeah.
Seems like a good time, right? I mean, it's a
Yeah.
pretty, step up to that area now because, I mean, back whenever you were into it, there probably wasn't anything in Fort Worth at all, right? In film production, other than, what you just mentioned, the
Film Society.
yes, thank you.
Yeah. Well, actually, there wasn't. Yeah, there is. There hasn't been a lot. There was a group that has done really well. It's a company now. They're called Sailor Bear, and there's 3 guys that started it. James Johnson's one of them, who actually owns Spiral Diner, the
Oh,
DJ,
okay.
and then Toby Hallbrooks and David Lowry. And Toby and David are both in Dallas, but they were starting just around that time, and they did a film right after we did the first festival, Lone Star Festival in 2007. They did a film called Saint Nick that kind of launched David's career, and now David is incredible director. He's directing Peter Pan for Disney right now.
Oh,
wow.
wow.
awesome.
Yeah.
The live was it? The,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. He's doing live action.
Holy
He
shit.
did Pete's Dragon. He did Ghost Story with Casey Affleck and Rooney Mara, and they shot that around Fort Worth.
Oh, really?
And yeah. So there was there was a group, and that all kind of revolved around the Texas Theater in Dallas. Those guys, and so I feel like, I think there's always been stuff, and it's kind of waxed and waned, with
Yeah.
like the Chuck Norris series and stuff.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Walker Texas Ranger,
Yeah.
and Prison Break and all that stuff.
Yeah, that was a
but
big
the
one.
indie film community, yeah, it hasn't been huge. But I feel like that, like with the Texas Theater and that group, and there's been a lot, there's a lot more underground stuff that happened that kind of escalated. But yeah, I think it has picked up.
Yeah, they got that one over in Dallas playing right now called Cha Cha Real Smooth.
Yeah,
Right? Cha Cha Real Smooth?
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know much about that.
Me
but yeah,
neither.
yeah.
I've heard a lot of good things, but
Yeah.
I'm pretty pumped to see something like that. So I saw on one of your credits you were an art director for Tree of Life.
I was in the art department
Okay.
for Tree of Life. That's the first film I ever worked on. So I went to UT and actually ended up. I was in school with Terrence Malick's niece,
Oh yes.
and I studied philosophy, and Malick is a philosophy guy
Mhm.
too, and so we ended up meeting, and I worked on Tree of Life, and just as he was starting that, and I was very fortunate, and then worked on a couple of his subsequent films as well.
Because it's based in Waco, and they I think recorded a scene in Barton Springs.
We shot in Smithville.
Okay. Smithville.
Yeah, but like he grew up in some of his childhood in Waco, and but we shot most of it in Smithville. I was there for a good deal of the production, but I did a lot of the casting going up to it.
Was that how was that experience?
It was incredible. It was way over my head. Even for what I was doing, which was not a big role, but I had never stepped on a film set before, and I didn't even really know. I'd never studied film. And all of a sudden, Brad Pitt's walking around. And
Yeah.
I didn't.
It's like a bit overwhelming.
I didn't know what
I
to do. Yeah.
It's very exciting though.
What do I do with my
Yeah.
hands? Like,
Exactly. Yeah. Do I talk to him or not?
Like literally, you're embracing the fake it till you make it kind of thing. Just
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was I managed not to screw up that bad, and ended up working on the next film that Malick did, which is To the Wonder, which is in Bartlesville we shot. But yeah, and then worked also with James and that group, and made some films with them, and so yeah, I feel like I had that orientation, and then went off and did the music stuff, and now also ready to get back into some film stuff.
Yeah.
So
That's your. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
on the music stuff, what exactly is Fortress Presents? Because I mean, it seems like it kind of is an umbrella for quite a few things.
Yeah, definitely. So we started Fortress Presents pretty much exclusively to put on Fortress Festival.
Yeah.
And that was the company behind Fortress Festival. That was the promoter brand behind it. And but the idea was always to have that be like a year-round concert promoter.
Okay.
So at the time, for example, we were working with a company called Margin Walker Presents, which is a company out of Austin. They helped us book the first Fortress Festival, and like they book clubs in Austin. It's run by a guy named Graham Williams. It's called Resound Presents now, but they book like Mohawk and a lot of stuff on Red River. But and they did Fun Fest.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
In Austin. So that was the idea, but we pretty much existed exclusively for Fortress Festival to begin with. But that's kind of the promoter brand, and then the idea is that Fortress Presents puts on concerts all around and festivals, and now operates the venue.
Okay, so that's where Wild Acre Live comes into play,
Right.
and then Fortress Creative.
Right. So the agency we started because a lot of people, we were having trouble kind of finding the right marketing for what we were doing.
Okay.
Around here, we couldn't really find an agency, or so we learned a lot about marketing, and then a lot of people started asking us to help them. People were asking us to book concerts for their venue or their
Gotcha.
events or things, and what we realized is a lot of people wanted to do that because they wanted a certain audience and a certain marketing objective. So we started the agency just kind of as a back burner thing, and then during COVID it kind of took center stage.
So the name we were kind of debating, like, where did the name Fortress Festival come from, and I'm thinking it's a play on Fort Worth, or the forts or whatever. So,
Or even the logo too, because
Yeah.
it's like a chess piece.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
yeah, there you go.
Yep.
Next question.
Okay.
So we went to that. We went
Moving
to that.
on.
I'm kidding.
It was fucking hilarious. Mark that.
Mark it.
that. We went to the first Fortress Festival, and that was fucking amazing. Like Run the
Thank you.
Jewels and Nathaniel Rateliff, and it was just an amazing show. I remember a lot of it. Some of it I didn't, but it was such a great time, and the way you had everything set up. The stages, one being over there at
The Modern.
the Modern,
Yeah.
and the other being over there in front of the fucking tower.
Will
Yeah.
Rogers.
Yeah, Will Rogers. Can you tell I live in Fort Worth?
Yeah.
Um,
the fucking tower, guy.
but it was such a great. It was cool having these types of huge acts coming to Fort Worth.
Yeah.
And so, like, what kind of drew you? First of all, how do you plan those types of artists to come to Fort Worth? Like, how did everything planning wise go with that?
For sure. Yeah, well, just to the previous question, yeah, it's definitely a play off Fort Worth, and that was what we thought was, the name Fort is a short for fortress, so it sounded good.
Yeah.
And then,
I mean, it's
Yeah,
great. It's
yeah.
fantastic.
thank you, and then yeah, we had a designer that Brandon Adams is his name, but he did the and that all made sense with the chess piece and the rook and everything, but yeah, a lot of that I will say was driven by Margin Walker, which helped us book that first year, but it just reflected our tastes. I mean, it was.
It's very.
Run the
eclectic.
Jewels, fucking
Yeah.
badass.
Yeah, why
Yeah.
not? Of course. Were you stoked when they were like on? I mean, like
Yeah.
when you get to put something like that together, and you're like, oh, but I also get to see them, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, just the energy that was there that night was incredible, and for Flylo and like everything that happened that weekend. I mean, even the fact that it went off and there wasn't a drop of rain and like all of it was just very.
I mean, I remember the
tense.
weather being perfect. Like I do remember that. I remember it just being absolutely perfect, and shaded and nice, and you don't get that at a lot of festivals. You're out in the middle of a field somewhere, and it's just burning hot, and
I mean, look
Or
at
muddy.
Bonnaroo.
or muddy at
Voodoo.
at
Try to-
Voodoo Fest.
I
Yeah.
tried to go to Bonnaroo last year and ended up being canceled because of the damn hurricane.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that almost happened to us in 2017. There was literally like a tornado that killed people like an hour east
Oh, wow,
of us, and Fort Worth ended up being this little pocket of non-rain, but it was a little cold that year. But yeah, I mean, honestly, the booking we continue to and not struggle with, but just it's obviously central to the whole thing. So you have your own tastes and what you think is cool and be awesome, and what you can actually get, and what you think will play well, and but yeah, it was we worked a lot with Margin Walker there to get RTJ and all those bands, and that was a great lineup. Yeah,
Yeah. I didn't get to make that one. I was out of town. I did
Oh,
make
yeah.
I don't think any of us went the second year, but I went the third year with Leon and Churches and Ray Sherman and stuff. That was an awesome show too. Like that was a lot of fun. That was from top to bottom. That was a fun show
But
for sure.
both of the the lineups that we both have been able to go to, it just seems like such an eclectic taste. Because I mean, 2017 you had Quaker City Nighthawks, which local, we love Queso Blanco. He's a he's an awesome guy.
Sam Lau.
Sam,
Lau.
yeah.
And then then you have Nathaniel playing, but then you have Run the Jewels, and it's just like such a difference and draws so many different types of people to this one festival, which is really cool. And it's something that you don't get. I mean, you don't get it at every festival like that, and that's what I really appreciated, that aspect of it.
No, I appreciate you saying that. I mean, I think that's one of the things we struggle with is just how broad do you go? Because we like all that stuff, but then with a festival, how narrow do you go to try to get one crowd? And
Right.
And that's what we like about the venue now, because we can do, rather than with the festival we had one event per year and basically 20 bands and tried to fit it all in there, and now the idea is we've got a lot broader spectrum.
More of
to
a
work with.
revolving door now that
Yeah,
you just have people coming in. Yeah.
So Benny the Butcher, was that you're doing?
Well, my business partner Ramteen is doing a lot of the booking right now, and so I mean we're always in conversation about it. But yeah, he was hip to that. He knew that Griselda was a good book.
Oh man, I think we were just talking because Lou opened.
Yeah. Lou was on stage before. Yeah.
And before, whenever he was on here, he was talking about how much he loved Griselda.
Yeah.
And I mean, they're going to be here, and I think they're going to be in Dallas.
Yeah.
Here in the next couple of months or something. But very excited to see that too. But very cool to see who you have coming soon. So let's
do you have? I mean, we kind of have COVID that hit and missed out on 2020 Fortress Festival. So do we have in 2021? Do we have something planned for 2022, or is it kind of in the works at this point? Or
Fortress Festival is still in the works.
Okay.
I think what we want to do with Fortress Festival is something more specific. We don't know what that is yet, because now that we have Wild Acre, we can do a lot of stuff and kind of try to be something for everybody. And so I think I think that's in general with the music festival world in the US right now, it's there are those festivals out there that are kind of something for everyone, and now I think Festival 2.0 is more specific things.
Okay.
So exactly what that is. That was part of the idea with Fortress Festival, was it was in cooperation with the Modern. We wanted to incorporate art with it, and we were getting there, but we just never never got there. We would have eventually, and that's still maybe very much part of it. But I think that's part of the question is what is the next generation of the American Music Festival, because it's not Coachella. The Coachella is Coachella, and it's great, and it'll be Coachella, but the sort of big field, sunny, Flower Crown Festival, I don't think people are necessarily looking for that.
I think it's a different type of identity you want to kind of show for Fortress.
Yeah, and just that experience, what are people looking for in a festival? Is it it's probably more immersive, probably more multidisciplinary, and so
Lots of Tupac holograms, right?
Lots of Tupac holograms,
Okay.
exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
metaverse,
Yeah.
and
everybody shows up? Here's your virtual reality.
Yeah,
Right.
welcome.
Enjoy.
go home
Yeah.
now.
Yeah. So, okay, then let's talk about Wild Acre Live, right? So
Yeah.
there's a lot of really cool shows that are coming up. What can you tell us about the shows that are, well, first off, how did you get into the whole Wild Acre Live situation? Obviously, like we were talking about, the past couple of years have been weird, and then all of these concerts, really cool concerts are lined up. How did all that come to fruition?
Yeah, well, so we have known Bruce Conti, who's the developer of that
The
The old
development.
ranch style beans
Yeah.
place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For now over 10, we knew him back in our Lone Star days, and we've always stayed in touch with him. And so he told us that he was planning to put a stage there and do that at like 2019,
Okay.
late 2019. So we partnered up with him. And we at the time obviously not knowing what was coming, but at that point we had settled on it, and so we just waited out 2020 and early 2021, and so that's how that partnership started. And he did a great job, and everybody there at the development did a great job building the stage and outfitting it. And we came in and helped with all the tech and stuff. And Tyrone Williams, who's our venue director, came in and advised on the lighting and just the whole production. So so that's how that came about. And then the idea is just to consistently book acts there and have it be a destination. And there's a number of stages there too. There's the big stage and there's some smaller stages. So I think there's a lot we can do there.
Yeah. And so for people that haven't been to that area, it's really neat because you've got Wild Acre Brewery, obviously, is a beautiful brewery. Like they have put money into that brewery. And then you also have Trinity River Distilling, right, with Silver Star and things like that. And then I have noticed from the highway, the big ass stage in the back now.
Yeah,
so that's
you
going to
can
be
see it.
it's because I had never really, I was like, where are they doing these? Where are they going to have Gucci Mane and Lupe Fiasco back there?
Yeah.
And then from the highway, you can see it now. I'm like, okay, no, that makes sense for sure.
Yeah.
So what can you tell us about the upcoming acts? Because Gucci Mane's first up, right?
Yeah.
He's next up. Y'all just had the Crawfish Boil. So what can you tell us about the Gucci Mane concert on
6/5.
This June
5th?
5th.
June
Yeah.
5th, yeah. I mean, it should be great. I think that, Gucci Mane's like, Southern rap is what we're trying to do a lot of, obviously. And even RTJ and Killer Mike is kind of from that. And
Is that some of your favorite music?
Big Crit, who had 2020. I mean, I think it's, yes, it is. It's
Because you seem to know a lot of, I mean, obviously you know a lot about music.
Not a lot
I'm
of
sure,
people know about Big
but
Crit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's I guess that's kind of what led to my career. I've always just been aware of that stuff and who's playing the music. And I grew up in Texas and went to college in Texas, and it's the music of our generation.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
it's it was playing at every party. And
Third Coast, baby.
yeah, exactly. You couldn't get away from it. And I actually wasn't a big rap fan in college, but a lot of my friends were, and so it was just always playing. It was always
Right.
around, and then I kind of came around to it a lot more. But I'm older now. I don't listen to as much Gucci Mane. I'm not in as many situations where I'm, but I have a huge appreciation for it, and of course now kind of approach it professionally and academically a little bit of like what's what's going on now and what's good. And I'm personally very, very excited about Lupe Fiasco.
Yes.
too.
I think all of us
Absolutely.
are too.
It's
Yeah.
the 15th year anniversary of the Cool,
Of the
right?
Cool, yeah. And that's actually, speaking of rap, I mean, that was shortly after my college, and Kid Cudi and Lupe Fiasco came out,
Yeah.
and I was getting into the roots, and I was just discovering kind of my entry point into hip hop at that point, and just blown away by what they were doing with it, and so that album and Food and Liquor before that, were huge for me. So it's incredible to be able to bring that here.
Yeah, because the first time anybody really heard of Lupe was Touch the Sky, whenever he had that small little verse.
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
And again, I'm very excited too. I was
Yeah.
at the House of Blues show whenever it was the Cool, the tour for the
Right.
Cool, and I was like front row
Really?
center. And I, for the longest time, had always wanted to see Lupe. And again, like you, like Kick Push really,
Yeah.
took off for
That's
me.
what did it for me too.
Yeah.
and like for the Cool to come out, I had like some of my best memories that happened during that album, because it was Go Baby was like my favorite song
Mm-hmm.
on that album.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, again, I mean his latest albums have been amazing too, but I still go back to the Cool.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't really go wrong with it.
Yeah.
And so I'm very pumped. And as a matter of fact, even before you even came on, like I was like telling them, I'm like, who wants to go see Lupe?
Yeah, we've been talking about
Yeah.
that for as soon as it was like launching on social media and whatnot. We're starting to market it. Like we were ready to go. Like we were already ready to go, and then we were so stoked that you were going to come on the show and whatnot. So this is pretty neat to be able to talk about it. For
I'll
sure.
tell you, I was
That's
torn
awesome.
though, because Lupe Fiasco's playing the same night as the Flowbots.
Oh,
And I'm just like, oh man, how do I go see both of them at
where
the
are the
same time?
Flowbots playing?
Over at Tulips. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Which they haven't toured in
No.
like forever. So, but out of left field,
I mean, you either got your bike with handlebar, right?
Yeah.
Or you got your kick
They're
push.
pretty close.
Yeah.
Tulips and Wild Acre.
Yeah, you could probably.
yeah,
make
maybe,
it.
yeah, just hit one.
Just
and go
ride
to
your
the next
bike with no handlebars.
And then kick push.
one. I feel like this is kind of out of left field, but we got George Clinton,
Yeah.
722. So Lupe Fiasco 610, and then George Clinton coming out 7
P-Funk.
22. Which
P-Funk.
yeah, that's I'm a big fan of them. I love that just style of music. He looks like he puts on like an awesome show, but it just seems like out of nowhere here's George Clinton, and I feel like that's gonna bring an interesting crowd.
Hope so.
It should.
Yeah.
It should.
Yeah.
If you're into funk, I think
Yeah.
Definitely want to check them
Or
out.
Even
you
if you're
played-
not, like, it just
Yeah.
seems like a good time.
If you played NBA Jam,
Yeah.
like he
Or-
was also.
Or watch the Muppets.
Yeah.
I think that was my first exposure to George Clinton.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
same. So really looking forward to that. But that kind of brings us to a little teaser.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, there's one. There's one in August, right? Is it 3-6 months?
Yeah, yeah, 361 Centro Popular, which is actually put on by a guy, Smooth Vega. He goes
Yeah.
by Smooth
Oh
Vega.
yeah.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
got
we
to
met
meet
him.
him. At
He's
Lou's
big in the
show.
music scene here. in
Yeah,
Fort Worth.
huge. Yeah, huge. And we actually he was booked for the 2020 festival, and then we got in touch with him, and after that, and he was just hugely supportive and just I don't know, great collaborator. And so the fact that he's created this festival is amazing, and so he's all the credit to him for that. But I can't wait. Yeah, for 3-6 Mafia, Chameleon Air, and
Oh, fuck.
So how's that work? Is it still kind of put on by Fortress Presents, or how does that work with that?
yeah,
collaboration?
yeah, it's a partnership for
Okay,
sure.
yeah.
But he's the driver behind that.
Well, that
I mean, that's
video
his
he put out
concept.
for it
Yeah.
was fucking great.
That was
fantastic.
him. That was
Yeah.
100%. Yeah, he put that together, and the art by I'm blanking on the name, but the murals over there
Yeah.
that they did of 3-6. And
Okay. I got to see them at House of Blues about the same time you probably saw Lupe like
Yeah.
15 years ago, like
Dude,
forever
I
ago. But
still
they
can't
put on a hell of
believe-
a show.
I can't believe it's been that long.
I remember I
Yeah.
don't even remember who the cowboy was, but like a Dallas cowboy got up on stage and was like dancing and stuff like that. It was
Probably
just,
Miles
like,
Austin or something.
I think it actually was. that sounds about right.
Yeah.
Smiles Austin. Yeah. So really looking forward to that. So luckily we have got the privilege, and this is kind of a little teaser because we're not going to do them just yet, but they're coming down the way. Where we're going to be giving away 2 free tickets to the Lupe concert, the
Nice.
Gucci Mane concert, and the George Clinton concert. And so we're going to have a collab social media giveaway that you can check out here pretty soon, everyone. And that's going to be in collaboration with Fortress Presents. So we appreciate y'all putting on these shows and everything like that. Really, really looking forward to them.
absolutely.
And great to be a part of it, just period. I mean, it's
Good.
amazing to be. I was like, man, I want to interview Lupe Fiasco. I want to see, but I just for
So
some
Alec,
reason,
you can make that happen,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like-
Well, here's what I see happening. I see Javier just clamming up and completely losing his mind. He's
I
gonna
will.
you're gonna be blackout drunk.
I mean, I've met.
He'll do that
Kanye.
Chris Farley skit where he's like, "You remember that time?"
Yeah, oh yeah, whenever he's all whisper.
That's awesome.
So we have a friend that's come on the show a couple times, Dustin Massey. He plays music around mostly Texas, but he had a show at Mags, and then we all dared Javier to get on stage and like have jokes, like just do jokes on stage.
Do one joke for
Just a
$500.
Yeah, someone's gonna pay him to do a joke on stage. He gets up on stage and he's just like, and then, but he turned it out to be what sounded to be an intro for Dustin Massey. He's like, "Thanks everyone, and now welcome Dustin Massey." And they walked out on stage like he was supposed to be the one presenting him. So it all worked out, but it was
Nice.
pretty funny. So like, I don't think you could handle a Lupe Fiasco interview, bro. Like,
I do want to say this.
he's one of
though.
your heroes.
I do want to say this. Whenever Kanye was here doing whatever he was doing in Fort Worth, I did say I wasn't going to fangirl when I met him. And I was playing it cool. It was really cool. And I was wearing my Yeezys, and he came out. I'm like, ah, ah. And I took my shoe off, and I had him sign it. And then kept on yelling, "I met Kanye West. I'm never going to fail."
We need to tally this story because it's like the 7th time you
Yeah,
told this
probably.
story
7
on the
I just
show.
love telling it. Another time, and
Okay.
this is where they say I should be blackout drunk because I was at a Super Bowl party 10 years ago, and I met Childish Gambino over there.
Oh wow.
And I had a good conversation with him, and I'm like, "I love you to death, but my friend thinks you're a douchebag." And then he looked over at my buddy, and then he's like, no, not me. I love you. And he's like, why does he hate me? He's like, I don't know. I think you're hilarious, and he doesn't think you're funny. But of course, I was drunk. I'm not going to say, I wouldn't say it to Lupe.
You said you had a good conversation, but
It was a great, no, we talked a little later. We talked after that. But I think with Lupe, I think it'd be like, here, I got you a samurai sword. Because you're into, like, into the way, so.
I'm sure
think that'd be-
you're okay with famous people. Like, you met Brad Pitt the one time. You're fine now, right?
Yeah, exactly. I had a similar experience with definitely one of the highlights of my career was we did a screening of Big Lebowski during the film festival.
don't say it.
And Jeff Bridges was
Oh,
there.
my gosh.
And T. Merman and I was there, and so
man.
the Big Lebowski, we watched that in college like every day.
Yeah, you have
for sure.
to.
And so I knew it front and back, but it had been like 10 years since then, and I didn't get a chance to watch again before the Q&A. And so what I ended up doing was like going online and like reading a bunch of like cerebral like analysis of it, and I like came up with this question, and like right before I was like fine, and then right before the Q&A I got super nervous, and I had this like super like dumb like intellectual question, and I blew it, like I stumbled all over it, and I read it, and like and Jeff Bridges just looks at me and he goes, I don't think so, man.
But it's like, that's got to be like the highlight, though.
No, and then and I
You're like, I
laughed,
can
and everybody
die now,
laughed, and like then the Q&A was fine after that. But like I was like, what do you think like the sociological like implications of the dude? He just goes, I don't think so, man. And then we had a great time after that.
That had to have been perfect, though.
It was
this
perfect.
sounds
It set the
perfect.
tone for the whole thing.
It doesn't
yeah.
matter as long as it's a good story, right?
Yeah.
That's a very Jeff Bridges thing for him to say.
He was in character the whole time, and that was the beginning of it.
He's like said that was one of his favorite characters. In fact, like the wardrobe was pretty much out of his closet.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would lose my shit if I met him. Like, I don't think I would be able to even talk. Like, he's one of my all-time probably icons.
That and Sam Elliott.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Sam Elliott, yeah, same way.
Is that your biggest like fangirl moment? Like, I mean, asking him a question or getting to like, I mean, Brad Pitt's Brad Pitt.
That was no, that Q&A was definitely definitely a highlight. And it went really well after that. We had a great time. They got Kincaid's.
Oh,
and
nice.
we were eating up on the stage.
That's so cool.
Yeah, just because that music, I mean, that movie was like so central to our experience. Like we had a TV freshman year in college that broke. We couldn't see it anymore. The display broke, and we were just listening. We were just listening to the movie.
And it's still good.
Yeah, no, it was amazing. That's how good. That's how like,
We
important it was to
one
us.
Halloween we actually went as he went as Walter and
Oh, yeah.
and I
It was
the
pretty
dude.
good. It worked out. Yeah, it was a pretty good costume. So it kind of wraps up, I guess, Wild Acre Live, right? What else can we look forward to with Fortress Presents, Wild Acre Live, that kind of thing in the future?
I mean, the idea is just to have shows here all the time. Hopefully twice a month. At some point. I think it's a really exciting time in Fort Worth music scene. Obviously, like with everything that's happening at Dickies and Tulips and the Post and Lola's, of course. Like it's just all of a sudden it seems like you can really go see a show if you want to see a show. If you decide to go see a show on the weekend, that's the idea. That's what we hope to do. Just like a lot of other big cities, where if you're looking for something to do and you look up, what's happening in Wild Acre, there's somebody you might want to see, and that's what we're planning. I don't have any more specifics besides that, but
Okay. Where can they find all of these things, or where can people buy tickets for the Wild Acre Live shows?
wildacrelive.com is the place to go.
Okay.
For the tickets, and I think that's Fortress Presents is we'll just direct you that way. So wildacrelive.com.
Okay, and Wild Acre Live on Instagram as well, I believe,
Mhm,
right? Yeah.
mhm.
Very cool. Looking forward to all the shows this summer. It's gonna be a good ass summer.
Yeah.
I'm excited for
Yeah.
sure. So, anything else you want to mention before we got a little segment that we're gonna get into? We're gonna talk about like headliners and music festivals and things like that.
Okay.
Anything else that you want to hit on with Fortress or yourself or anything like that before we move on?
No, let's do it.
Cool, awesome. So we kind of put together a little, segment, something we want to do that's outside of just getting to know you a little bit, right? Because it'll continue. We'll get to know you. So basically, we're going to figure out what our dream festival headliners would be for different genres.
Okay.
Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Okay. So where do we want to start?
I mean, I'll just jump right in. So
Okay.
I'm a huge like '90s alt rock fan.
Okay.
Like alternative rock, grunge, that era, right? Dude, I would love to have Jane's Addiction or Tripping Daisy like
Yeah.
headlining some sort of like alternative '90s rock festival.
So is this specific to 90s?
Not, for me, any alt rock, but for me, like specifically '90s. Like
Okay.
I continuously listen to that. I'm stuck in the '90s like forever.
Alec, what would you add to that lineup?
To the 90s all rock? Oh, man.
Or even 2000s, like I mean, alternative.
I don't know if it qualifies as alternative, but you know, but we our whole college experience was defined by the Strokes.
Oh, yeah, that works. Totally
That's a good
works.
one.
Absolutely.
And when they came out with the new album, I found myself listening to it a lot more than I thought I would. I hadn't listened to it in a while, but yeah, that's always they're great.
Did you get a chance to see them live whenever they were touring?
I haven't actually. We went to a festival in Miami where they were playing, and it was just like pouring down rain when they started playing. So we went home, but I haven't seen them when they've been touring recently.
I've always wanted to see them.
Yeah, Julian
Yeah.
Casablancas is a great vocalist.
Yeah.
like, in my opinion, one
Yeah.
of the best.
I don't
And
know.
we actually had them at Fortress 2019, not the Strokes, but the Voids, which was
Julian's-
Casablanca's side
Yeah.
project. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, very cool. I don't think I've seen this Strokes live.
We were going to at Bonnaroo, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
Yeah.
I was like, I feel like I was supposed to.
Yeah,
Like, I
we were
don't know.
supposed to.
Damn you, God!
Man, it was such a good lineup. That's another hard thing with festivals is like
Yeah.
you put on this thing for this one specific date, and who knows what the hell's going to happen, and just kind of like tear it all apart with all the work and time that is being put into it.
Yeah.
That's rough.
I'm sure they lose their nut. Like you lose your nut.
Dude, that's
Why do you
how-
keep saying
how-
that?
Mark it.
Balls.
Mark it. Mark that.
My mom asked me to send her this podcast after we were
Oh
done.
my
Nice.
God!
He's
I don't
like,
think I'm going
not
to. I conveniently forget to
yeah,
do that.
that's probably a good call.
She's just gonna Google your name. Oh, she's gonna Google your name. She's gonna find it.
Joke's on you. She's been watching this whole time.
yeah.
You said balls?
We open the
Sorry,
closet.
Mrs.
We open the closet
Jhangiani.
door, and there she is. She's been here the whole time.
I'm very
Little did I
disappointed.
know she's a Funky Panther.
Die Hard.
Yeah.
She's got all the merch.
She even has the unreleased hoodie.
Yes.
No.
All right, let's move on to something else. What about EDM?
Man, okay, so I'm not big on the EDM stuff, right?
Yeah.
The Prodigy just jumps into my mind.
Oh, that's a good one.
I remember I had this little car, and I had a system in it, and I would bump Firestarter, just driving around Fort Worth or whatever, just doing that one and smack my bitch up. I just have those cranked and it just
Wait, you
rattle
would do that while in the car? Because that's
Yes,
very rude.
It is rude, but you know, yeah.
Okay.
But so the Prodigy, that would be my like dream. I would love to see the Prodigy live.
Okay. I was thinking more like current DJ EDM type
Yeah.
thing. But I mean, that would fit. That could fit, right?
I mean,
They
they
still
are
play.
EDM,
Yeah.
just old EDM.
I
I don't know any of the new
was
stuff.
thinking like Diplo, Dead Mouse, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like the big names.
I
that
mean, like
everyone
house
knows.
trance. I think it all kind of falls in the same category.
Yeah,
almost, yeah.
I think it would be really cool to see Steve Aoki, just because I mean I don't honestly
Okay,
know a
yeah.
whole lot of his music, but like he seems to put on a hell of a show, and it would just be fun to go watch. Or Shaq, I've seen.
I do want to see
on,
Shaq
like,
DJ.
with videos and
DJ
stuff.
name, his DJ.
DJ Diesel? Is
DJ
it Diesel?
Yeah.
Hey, work on that. Get him here.
You got it.
Yeah, cool.
Dude, would love to see Shaq
The
do
big-
anything.
The
Yeah.
big
Like,
Shaq, just as he says.
Have you seen videos of him in festivals?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like he'll be in the festival. He's up at the front. You got this huge 7-foot dude just rocking out. I mean, it's amazing.
dude has the best time of his
Yeah.
life. Like, if there was anybody that I want to be when I grow up, it'd be Shaq.
He's living his best life. I
He is
think.
doing anything he wants to do.
I spent $90,000 at a Walmart. How about you, Alec? Who's your EDM guy?
I saw Jamie XX
Oh fuck! Really?
at Governor's Ball, and that was awesome.
God damn it!
It was so good. It's yeah, it's one continuous kind of like journey
Yeah.
he takes you on, and it's so so good. And then also oh crap, I had the other thing I was Sophie Tucker. I like Sophie Tucker.
Oh, yeah.
a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jamie XX I'll listen to alone in the car, like when there's no one
Yeah.
with me, because I could turn it up all the way and just like not worry about it.
Yeah,
So it feels really good. listening.
yeah, I like that a lot.
I would do Fatboy Slim. I think
Oh, that's a
Fatboy
good
Slim
one.
is-
That
Yeah.
would be a good one.
He did Coachella, and I was really pissed because they didn't live stream it. Like they live streamed everything else. And Duke Dumont was amazing too, but Fatboy Slim would be mine. Like it's has a place in my heart.
For sure.
there was a Texas band back in the day, and I can't think of their name right now. It's gonna drive me nuts.
It was called Pimpadelic.
That's what it was.
No, see, that was when it's good
man.
to see the music scene coming back. But like back when we were in high school or
It was
college,
it was hot garbage.
everything was at Ridgely.
Yeah.
But there was like
No, there was
music,
some good stuff there,
music
yeah.
every weekend at
Yeah.
Ridgely. So it's nice to see, like you said, music coming back. No, there was this. It was like a 2-part band, and the guy had like. I think he's like Native American or something like that. So he had like braids, and there was like a guy on a piano and a guy with the guitar, but they had like the craziest laser
YMCA
shows.
guys.
No, they had like the
Yes.
craziest laser shows, and they were so much fun to watch live.
Pink Floyd does the wall.
No, I'm gonna figure it out. We can move on to the next one.
I think
Okay.
it was Who's in My Mouth.
Nope.
So rap, I've been huge on Tyler the Creator here lately, and we were gonna see them again.
Yeah.
He was supposed to be in Bonnaroo, and that just did not happen. So I was really disappointed in that. Earl Sweatshirt or Brockhampton would be a couple of others I would love to see headlining a rap show.
Alec.
I mean, Kendrick Lamar.
Fuck,
yeah,
yes!
That was my
course.
one, yeah, for sure.
you
That was
have
your
to.
one, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
We got 11 days until the new album drops.
Yeah, but I have to say, I don't know if she's not technically considered rap, but she does rap. Just hands down, number one artist I would love to have play would be Rosalia,
Okay, yeah.
and she
Um,
does. She's hip hop for sure, but
When with her, has she been coming out with anything? Because I think, was it like 2 years ago? Whenever she was like, I'm trying to think.
I don't think I've heard of
Rosalia?
before. Yeah.
She's friends with Kourtney Kardashian.
Oh, okay.
She's very.
Of course, you would know all the references to who's who.
She's beautiful.
she's awesome. She's done some collaborations with, and then just her style is very hip hop. She's like, she sings a lot. She sings like she's got an incredible range, and she's an incredible dancer. She has an ACL taping that's really fun to watch, but it's Beyonce level like stage presence.
Yeah.
Really?
So that's why when you say hip hop, like it reminds me of that kind of
Okay.
energy, but it's
Good headliner.
not like straight hip hop.
From the chat, Ghostland Observatory is the band I was trying to think of. Thank you for that. We appreciate you. Did you ever see Ghostland Observatory?
Yeah.
They used to do
Yeah.
like a Halloween show every year in Dallas.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it
They
would,
do
like, sell out.
New Year's Eve shows.
Or New
too.
Year's Eve show.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. Do they still do that?
I think they do.
Dude, that was one of the best shows I have ever seen. They did like at the Horseshoe down in south of Austin, like off the river.
Yeah.
And dude, like you could see it from a mile away, the lasers like throughout the trees and stuff like that. It was fun. It was a good show. To add to the rap one though, however, I would like to see Childish Gambino again. I know that's never going to happen, but like I would love to see him perform again because I
Never
saw him
said
at ACL and it was amazing.
He's working on new music. So
But it's a different name, right? Like
no,
isn't-
it's still Childish
Oh, he's
Gambino.
gonna,
Oh, okay.
Because he talked about not doing anything under Childish Gambino. Like Childish Gambino was done, and he would move on to something else. But I'm down if he's going to put out new music. Then I would love to. Every time we were going to go see him or something happened. So
Right. Jack Harlow, I've really liked Jack Harlow's stuff. I mean, he's still young and it's new. We were supposed
Yeah.
to see him at Voodoo Fest, but
We
we didn't
were.
know who the hell he was. And so we just went to Bourbon Street that night. And now I regret it because I'm sure it was like he was still like 18 or something like that. He might have been 17 at the time. This is
Yeah.
a few years back because he's still young. And I'm sure he puts on a really fun show, but his music's pretty good.
I'm gonna go with Jay-Z because like he never
You've seen
puts on a
Jay-Z
bad.
like a dozen times.
I mean, he's
Never
the
puts on a
goat.
bad show,
he's
right?
The goat. If it was
That
like
is
a
true.
Jay-Z, like my favorite thing was the Hot 97. They used to have a summer jam. Well, probably still have a summer jam, but he'd always do a I Declare War like on a certain rapper. And one year he brought out Nas because they had that big beef a long time ago, and I thought that was the most explosive thing that ever happened in hip hop. But Jay-Z, like I mean, he never does a bad show. I mean, it's always entertaining. And whenever whenever he sings Big Pimpin', everyone always raps to Pimp C's verse. And it's very cool watching because you really don't see that. I mean,
Yeah.
it's,
R.I.P. Chad Butler.
yeah, R.I.P. Chad Butler. Every time, and I said this to the TFTI guys, anytime it's Pimp C's the anniversary of his death, I always put R.I.P. Chad Butler. And
Yeah.
I just want people to say, "Oh, Chad's dead." And it's like, oh.
you just want attention.
I do, yeah. For you, for
you want people to think I'm dead, and so you get attention.
Absolutely.
Got it. Okay. Very cool. Asshole.
I didn't have anybody for country though.
No?
Yeah, I mean Willie Nelson, which they had I mean that would
Yes.
Yeah.
be yeah, I guess, but he's got that. I mean, it's already
He's
a
got that
festival.
music festival,
yeah, that happens over at
His
what's-
ranch over
No, the
Luck.
They have the one that's over here. All the Willie's
the
picnic, 4th of July
picnic before
yeah.
the epic, yeah.
We just had one here like a month ago.
Sturgill.
Sturgill
Sturgill
Simpson.
Simpson?
Oh yeah.
that'd be a
Sturgill and
good one.
Tyler Childers.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I don't know if he's headline worthy. I mean, he might be Coulter Wall.
Coulter Wall's great. Yeah.
I'm a big fan of him.
Jamie Wyatt, do you know
yeah.
her? Jamie Wyatt's great. Joshua Ray Walker. Do you know
Okay.
that
Yes.
guy?
Yeah.
That guy is unbelievable.
Yeah, he's very, very talented.
I love his stuff.
He was recently on the Fort Worth Weekly.
Yeah.
He was on Fallon.
Really?
No way.
Yeah,
Wow.
he did Fallon. I think it was Fallon.
That's
It was one of
huge.
the big. It was one of the big night shows. Yeah, I think he's legit. So legit. Yeah.
Yeah. I would say Charlie Crockett. I really like Charlie Crockett, or just like going old school Garth Brooks. I've still never seen Garth Brooks
Yeah.
live, and I think it'd be a lot of fun.
Garth Brooks is the first concert I went to. pretty
Ever?
much, in middle school. Yeah.
Is it like back when he was like flying on
It
ropes
is-
and
it
shit?
is exactly what it
Yeah, I
was.
think my mom went
and,
to that concert.
and the stage lit up
Yeah.
with fire. It was at the old Reunion Arena. It was at
Yeah.
Reunion Arena.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was like prime '90s Garth right there.
yeah, he was on
that's
the
the good
cover. He
stuff.
was on the cover of Time magazine.
Oh, yeah.
It was like, yeah.
He's the man.
See, I saw NSYNC. That was my first one.
Same.
Yeah,
Same.
pretty much.
NSYNC. That was my. That
They're
was my
still
first.
around.
It was at Six Flags
Cool.
at the amphitheater. They
That's
had.
right. They used to
They
do
used to have
concerts
yeah.
there,
and if you had a season pass, you got it for free.
nice.
Damn, that is a really
Yeah,
good deal.
it was in sync, and I want to say it was like In Vogue was playing there. It was
Nice.
with them too. Yeah, it
I'm
was.
sure SWV had to be in there.
I'm
somewhere.
sure, and it was. I mean, it was the Justin Timberlake ramen noodle hair era. So
Yeah.
it was perfect. Pop.
Well, he didn't say
Okay, you
I
just
really
said-
don't
yeah,
listen
yeah,
to country
yeah, you
music.
don't.
nothing. Come on,
I
just
really
one.
don't.
Throw it out there.
Midland.
Midland.
Okay,
You know, I've heard that one song
you've heard that one
that
song.
we have on our Instagram.
Yeah, that-
from the.
That'd be great for them to headline.
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
I've heard one song by
know that
them.
They're
one song.
legends, I tell you. God damn it!
All right, moving on to pop
Yeah,
music.
okay, so current pop,
Yeah.
Billie Eilish. Like I'm obsessed with her. I love her sound. I like
Yeah.
the whole creative process. So I'd love to see her, headline something, right? If we're going old pop though, as my voice cracks,
Yeah. It's cute.
like Madonna in her prime
Okay.
or Whitney Houston, R.I.P.
That's R&B.
It's R&B and pop.
Yeah,
let's
it could fit
okay.
into an R&B and pop.
Okay,
Okay, let's go
R&B.
Madonna then. Let's just go Madonna.
Okay.
No,
Madonna.
R&B and pop. Let's
Okay.
R&B and pop.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Okay.
What about you, Alec?
I like pop. I like pop a lot. I'm trying to choose.
Just start throwing them out there. You don't have to choose.
I mean, Selena Gomez.
As
We're back in
previously
Selena
mentioned.
Gomez, okay.
I'm gonna bring it back to Selena Gomez.
I feel like there's going to be a Selena Gomez concert here at Fortress
Hey, come back home, Selena.
you say like I haven't
just
tried.
for Alec.
Yeah, Selena, if you're listening.
Big fan.
Please reply to my emails.
I'll think of it. Go around and come
All
back.
right. I feel like Fits in the Tantrums are more pop than they are rock. I don't know. What do y'all think? They're like kind of upbeat, and I like Fits
They're
in
on
the
that.
Tantrums quite a bit.
We call them pop rock.
Yeah.
Let's just do that. Yeah.
Okay. I like them quite a bit. I think that they'd be fun to watch. And there was another one, but I can't think of it. Javier, go.
New Kids on the Block.
Okay.
Because I grew up
Oh,
listening to
yeah.
them like heavy. Like it was New Kids on the Block and MC Hammer. Those were the two artists that I listened to growing up. And and Michael Jackson.
You know the pop artist who is awesome, who gets overlooked a little bit because she had like the poppiest song ever is her name, I'm forgetting her, but she had the song "Call Me Baby."
Oh, yeah.
I know which one. Fuck.
I thought you were gonna say Rebecca Black.
I was thinking the same
Friday.
thing. So I was
Call
about
Me
to
Maybe?
say, let's hit him with the Friday from Rebecca Black. That's the best pop song of all time. Is it? It starts with a C though, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Carly Rae.
Carly
Jepsen.
Rae Jepsen.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's really good.
Yeah.
She's really good. I think she'd be a lot of fun.
Could Adele fit in pop? Because I think Adele would be absolutely
Yeah,
phenomenal
she's
to see live.
Yeah, she's pop.
I mean, she's got a voice, and the new album's it's pretty good. There's a couple songs
Black
that I
Eyed
really
Peas.
like.
Black Eyed Peas would be a fun. Yeah.
I mean,
you get a little bit of rap in there.
I feel like
you got
Black
a lot
Eyed
of pop.
Peas are the Nickelback of pop. Like
Yeah.
everyone likes them, but they're probably gonna talk shit. But they like them. I mean, let's be real.
I mean,
Everyone likes
Fergie-
Black Eyed Peas.
Fergie's awesome.
Fergalicious. You know what I mean? Yeah.
As long as she doesn't piss herself on
Well,
stage.
you know,
I
when
think
you-
we're fine.
That was the thing.
Did that happen?
Yeah. But
She said-
sometimes
She said she was sweaty, but it was.
nah. Sometimes I mean you're in the moment. You got to pee. You can't just stop.
Yeah.
That's commitment there.
Okay.
That is. She is a master of her craft right there.
I feel like if we're gonna end it, that needs to be the ending.
That is
beautiful.
All right, beautiful.
denouement.
Anything else you want to mention? Like I said, anything you want to close off with before we go ahead and close out?
No, Jed,
All right.
thanks for having me.
Man, we
was
really
fun.
appreciate you coming. This
You
has
already
been really,
know.
really
You
fun.
already know what it is. Nothing but illustrious guests. Number one podcast in Fort Worth. We had Alec over here answering the nitty gritty.
And by the way, we're humble as hell. So thank you for everyone watching on watching on YouTube right now. Please make sure you subscribe if you don't already do so. You can find us on social media at The Funky Panther. You can find Fortress Presents at Fortress Presents, Fortress Festival at Fortress Festival, Wild Acre Live at Wild Acre Live. All the good stuff on social media and their websites as well, which are the same. Thank you again, Alec, for coming on.
Thank y'all.
Stay good, y'all. I'm Chad.
I'm Javier.
I'm Tim.
I'm Stark.
And we are
The Funky Panther.